So, good morning, my dear students. Welcome back in History and Civics for Class 8. And today we will study chapter number 2, that is the Age of Revolution, the growth of nationalism. Here we will study how the time was changed, how the growth of nationalism was developed during the 18th century. And in this 18th century, there are two remarkable changes were there in of America and in France, which 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 brought the democracy and nationalism into the modern world. Therefore, this American Revolution, which was from 1775 to 1783, was a landmark, was inspired the people of the other countries to learn to learn and overthrow the slaveries or the masters' power and which show the path of the democracy. There was also the French Revolution, that was the time of 1789 to 1795, where the social, political, religious, and the nature ended the power of the kings. And it also extended the middle classes, where the middle classes uplifted and the downtrodden people of the society. That means that this when there was a develop in the middle classes, when the middle classes got the life to do anything according to their wish. So the people those who are suffering from the backward, they just got the chance in the society into the level way how the higher people societies were there. Now let's see what is called the nationalism. We all just got the chapter that the growth of nationalism. What is called the nationalism? The nationalism is a political, social, and economic system characterized by promoting the interest of the particular nation. That means the nationalism is a political, social, and the economic which promote the interest of the particular nation, the particular with the aim of gaining the and maintaining the self-governance or the we can say the sovereignty, we can say the liberty or the democracy and other things. So here we will study now the American War of Independence, which was held in the 1776 to 1783. Earlier, America was discovered by the Christopher Columbus during the 1492. However, this America was this named was given as America after the an investigator, the explorer who was called as the Amerigo Vespucci, who has traveled almost four voyages, the sea long routes later on. And after the discovery of America, the French, British, Spanish, Dutch people came here to settle. And within the short of the period of time, this the people started forming small colonies, making the small colonies, living in the small colonies, and they started settling in America from the 16th century. So remember earlier when this America was discovered by the Christopher, and the name was given on the name of Amerigo Vespucci. So after the discovery of the America, the people of the French, British, and the Spanish, Dutch people came here, and they started living in the small colonies. Therefore, during the and that was the time of 16th century. Therefore, during the middle century, there were about 13 colonies. They came from the North America, people who had come from the almost they had come from the inland for better life, for better seeking the money, for searching the money, earning the money, getting the freedom life and the so beautiful life. So these colonies were under the rule of the British government, and this British government was dominating on them. Everything was there. Whether you talk about the trading system or any kinds of the power of the military rules and other things, it was controlled by the British government on these certain colonies. So these all the certain colonies were run by the elected bodies. Or those who were the people, those who elected someone, they used to rule the different colonies. I'm talking about these certain colonies. However, they were ruling, but however, this trade and the economic matters were controlled by the British government because every colony which was I call as the local council, ruled by the had a governor or the local council. The people raised the colonies elected in the representative of the local councils. With the passage of the time, slowly and slowly, these colonies developed and started considering and asking the or feeling that this America is belonging to their country or they belong to the America country. Therefore, they started demanding the self government, the protect and other things from the British government. But British government did not listen anything. They just paid paid attention on ruling on them because they thought because that time this America was the sources of the raw materials where it was controlled by the British government and it was only for the purpose of benefit. So therefore, they did not pay any attention to this demand of the giving the government or to the self government to these certain colonies. So therefore, the American War of Independence was mainly fought by these 13 colonies only for to make the the freedom to free from the British government by themselves and other things. So this war was known as the American Revolution. To understand what is called the American Revolution, the American War of Independence was mainly fought by the 13 colonies only for the purpose of free the countries or free themselves from the British government, and therefore this is known as the American Revolution. And it was fought that I told earlier it was fought in the 1775 to 1783, which resulted the independence of America from Britain. Therefore, these colonies were how they were inspired, how they got the idea to fight against the British government and get the freedom or get themselves freedom from the British government to rule according to their policies, their intentions, their will. So these people had inspired by the philosophers like the John Locke, Voltaire, Homer, Paine, Harrington, and Milton. There were so many writers, the philosophers who written the many books, and these people, or the many books and the news and other things, magazines, types and other things. They inspired through them. Their talks also in the markets and other things, and therefore by them, their motivation, they understood that their life is being under the slavery uh, by someone. So that life of the slavery made the people to come over from the slavery system by the British government, by the rule of the British government. So this idea was expressed political development in America and even in the France. So there was a meeting at the Congress, meeting of the Congress at Philadelphia, which was in the 1774, and all the here the representatives from all the colonies just requested the King George III to end the or to stop the restrictions, the foundations from the trade and give the take the low or less or very less the taxes from the trading system and other things. But these kings did not listen anything, and therefore this the first meeting of the Congress, which was held in the Philadelphia during the 1774, was unsuccessful. At last, they decided that the Americans should be refused to obey. When the king did not listen, did not, denied their request and did not pay any attention. So therefore, these American people, or the 30, especially talking about the 13 colonies, they decided that they will refuse, they will deny, they will betray the talking about the rule of the order of the Great Britain. So they've taken the step for taking the any actions. If they need to attack, they will go for the purpose of attacking for the making the free themselves from the British government. So after that, there was another meeting which was held in the 1775 at the same place, which was where the George Washington was appointed as the commander in chief. And in the second meeting, which was held at the same place in the 1775, King also did not that they were asking that we will not pay the taxes without representation in the parliament, and even these colonies, the British again did not listen, and he attacked, and there was a fight between the 13 colonies and the British government. Out of the 13 colonies, only 11 colonies uh, came together, joined together, and fought against the British war. When there was war between the 13 colonies, remember among between the among the 13 colonies, only 11 colonies fought against the British government. And when there was a fight between the colonies and this British government, the France are also entered because France was once defeated by the British government, and they wanted to take their revenge. They wanted to take the revenge that time, and for that purpose they supported these colonies to take the revenge from the British government. And therefore now British government got the two force means that we can say the two enemies, which was very difficult for the British government because there were the two sides, the countries entered to fight against the British government. So anyhow, on 4th July 1776, the third Congress, the meeting was there at the same place at Philadelphia. They declare their declaration of the independence. They declare the independence was adopted, and therefore at last this war came to an end after the signing on the agreement that is known as the Treaty of Paris, or we can say the Agreement of the Paris, which was on the 1783. So these 30 colonies now emerged as the America, means we can say as the emerged from America to the USA, and after this treaty, USA actually came into the existence. So now, during the 1789, George Washington was elected as the first president of the United States of America, and he adopted the Republican Constitution. He followed the policy of the democracy, and he assured the American citizens that you will get your rights, to get the freedoms, and to speak or to spread your the religious, the justice or anything. So therefore, the 1789 was established as the federal means controlled by the system of the nationalist systems of the government of America. And according to this system, the power of America was shared between the federal government, that is, we can say the federal government controlled by the nation's decisions. So its states are allowed the participants in the federal lawmaking, the processes and other things. Let's see what was the main reasons for the American Revolution. What were the main causes for the American changes and other things. We will study first the changes is talking about the economic restrictions. Here Britain had the control over the 13 colonies because from this America, from the north side area, this the American market was considered as the big source of the raw materials. Therefore, just like the sugar, tobacco, cotton, indigo, and so many other things, and this was the great benefit for the Britain. That's why they were ruling and making these colonies under their rule. So for that purpose. Only that means the raw materials were the raw sources were there, and they used to uh, purchase all these things in a cheap way, and they used to sell it in a higher price or the very high price. And all these trade activities, whether industries, economic, and other things, is spread all the strictly controlled by the Britain. And according to the Navigation Act, navigation is the passage of the ships was allowed enter in the colonial part. Let's see the second one is talking about the Molasses Act. Molasses Act is what? Molasses is the syrup produced while refining the sugar. Molasses is the meaning is that is the syrup which produce the refining sugar. So this Molasses Act one. That means here these 13 colonies used to give the more the taxes on this the purchasing anything from the talking about the Americans, and it was very heavy taxes which they were compelled from the Americans to buy one the things from the British planters and from there only. So American merchants therefore they suffered more, and because of the this Molasses Act, because they had to give the more and more taxes. Next one is talking about the Navigation Act. Navigation, we already told that navigation is the passage of the ships, or we can say the traveling routes, and it was also the traveling routes. Whatever they have had to sell it, it has to go, which used to go only through through the British routes. That was passed in the British Parliament for the purpose of carrying the control colonial trade in the British ships. Next one talking about the Stamp Act, which was held in the 1765, and it was passed by the George Grenville in the Prime Minister of the England in the 1795, and it has only for the to just fix the that attach the stamp on every document so that there cannot be any kinds of the cheating, and there and already these colonies were suffering of the shortage of the currencies, and especially talking about the war of that Anglo-French war, and they all through these taxes the Britain used to get the recover of the things. The Britain were suffering from the war of the Anglo-French war, or the American Revolution war and other things. So they wanted to recover the losses, and therefore according to this Stamp Act they recover their losses through the extending or increasing the taxes, which given the help to just to get the benefit or the recover the loss of the war in the war. So this act was increased duties all the news, even on the newspapers and other things. So therefore revenue stamp up to there were the 20 shillings were to be affect onto the all the legal documents. And here, the American colonies protested violently. The colonies were not ready. They just protested against the violently and boycotted the British thing. They just disagreed, and they rejected in angerness, and they thought that we will not boycott. That means they will not use any kinds of the things of the which made by the British, which is sold by the British government or any British goods. So here the leaders of the master colonies now they declare no taxation. That means we will not give any taxes or any revenue without representatives, without the without being the member of the British Parliament. So even they demanded that they should be the member of the taxes, and unless they will not be the member of the British Parliament, they will not give the any taxes. And this resulted of the violent uprising. This brought the British government where they were forced to withdraw all the Stamp Acts, and the new Prime Minister, that is Rockingham, revoked this act in the 1766. So this happiness was ended with the declaratory act of the in the 1766, which was by the Rockingham, where he established the British Parliament as the supreme authority over the colonies. So the township duties were there, which was imposed by the 1760 in the 1766, and this Britain levied new taxes on the consumer goods like the tea, paper, glasses, and other things which were imported by the colonies. That means these duties were called as the township duties. To understand what is called the township duties, the British which they levied the new taxes on the newspapers, the glasses, pens, and other things, which was called as the township taxes. Now there were another the reason for the revolution of the America, that is talking about the Boston Tea, this Boston Tea Party. You understand what is called the Boston? Boston is the place of in the America, and is the aim of the Boston Tea Party was to protect the British Parliament. That means we will not pay any taxes without representation of in the Parliament. So therefore, once in the midnight during the 1773, they just when they were on the place of the Boston, and they were ordered by the British government to overload this tea in the ships, and they rejected here. They denied that they will not load it, and all the tea, the things they had just threw in the sea, and that was called as the Boston Tea. And this incident is called as the Boston Tea Party. So anyhow, during the 1775, the British troops just met and armed the resisting the soldiers of the Sun and other things. Here in this resistance attempts of the British forces of the Boston were besieged, captured, and made the inactive through by the 20,000 soldiers from the England. So for today, this much. Tomorrow we will study the another French Revolution in that during the 1789 to 1795. So thank you.